So thank you, Mr. Minister, for agreeing to give us an
Deputy Foreign Minister.
Yes, thank you for agreeing to give us an interview.
Thank you very much, and that's a great pleasure for me. I would like to use this opportunity to thank our friends, I will say brothers, from Lithuania, to thank all Lithuanian people for their tremendous support. I'd like to thank the President and the government of your country that they have demonstrated strong support of Ukraine in these difficult times. And also we do remember about all the efforts done by your authorities to help Ukraine sign the association agreement with the European Union during your presidency in the European Union. That's something of a remarkable example of how partners and nations that do understand each other have to live and live in the common European space. So we do appreciate that, and we thank you very much for that, and we also thank you for your help that was provided to our compatriots, victims of the political regime of Yanukovych.
What is the situation now with the Russian occupation and aggression against Ukraine? Is it continuing? Has it stopped for a little while? What do you prognose? Will it go beyond Crimea to the south and east of Ukraine?
Let me put it like this. First of all, we are under attack, and the actions of Russian Federation is the act of aggression. The attack and aggression were unprovoked, and the absurdity of the situation is that we have the foreign troops in Ukrainian territory, occupying the Ukrainian territory, and the Russian Federation tries to say that they have nothing to do with that. We have all necessary proofs. The international community knows that these people are Russian, and we
even know the units.
We know the units, and we speak about Russian occupation of the Ukrainian territory. That's the first point. The second point is that we won't march to aggression. We will stand on our ground, and we look forward to having peaceful settlement of this issue. We don't want to have any kind of war here in our space. And this aggression is unacceptable, and this is a challenge to the whole world, because we speak not only about Ukraine, we speak not only about the Crimea, we speak about Europe, we speak about the European Union, we speak about the Euro-Atlantic space, we speak about the whole system of international relations. Russia has challenged the system of international relations, Russia has challenged the system of international obligations, and the consequences of this aggression are unpredictable. And we also need to take care about that. That's why we do appreciate the international solidarity and international support of the Ukrainian position.
Ukrainian interim Prime Minister Yaceniuk and Foreign Minister have left for Washington to meet the United States leadership. What do you expect from the United States, EU and West in general?
The important thing is that we feel the important and necessary support from the United States. We hope that we will receive important political and financial as well results. We hope that, and there are plans to hold the meeting between Prime Minister Yaceniuk and President Obama. Minister Deščycia, Ukraine's Minister for Foreign Affairs, is participating, and also Prime Minister Yaceniuk will participate in the meeting of the United Nations Security Council. So we speak about political results. When we speak about political results, we speak about the peaceful solution to the crisis. Right now, we look forward to holding negotiations about that settlement. Our language here is peaceful, We would like to de-escalate the situation. We want to have Russian troops out from the Ukrainian territory, get back to places of their dislocation, and solving this issue. Because, as I told you, these politics, they lead the whole international community to the dead end.
Are you in any contact, direct contact with the Russians?
We do not have a full-fledged dialogue. We have different contacts at different levels, but there is no full-fledged dialogue, and this situation is quite strange. Ukraine speaks with the whole world, and suddenly Russia, that for centuries told that we were brothers, suddenly Russia doesn't speak. And that's the question, why? What is your aim? What are you looking at? What is the goal of your politics?
Do you think the Russian government might try to escalate and provoke certain actions in the east of Ukraine, in the cities where more of a Russian-speaking population?
I don't want to speculate on any scenarios, but we do understand that there are plenty of them. The most important thing is to stop aggression, to start dialogue, to start political peaceful settlement of the conflict. Ukraine definitely will protect its integrity and sovereignty. Ukraine feels strong support from the international community. Our aim not to ruin the future of the relationship between Ukraine and Russia, and between Europe and Russia, and not to have Russia self-isolated. That's our point.
But what happens if Crimea, under the Russian control, under supervision of Russian troops, declares the so-called independence or declares being part of the Russian Federation? Can there be a future among Ukraine and Russia?
Crimea is Ukraine. We won't march to aggression. I will tell you also that we do not accept any provocative statements done by the Foreign Ministry of Russian Federation, saying that there is some legal grounds for independence of those so-called authorities in the Crimea. Because the illegitimate nature of that is obvious. They've done decisions that are against our constitution, our law, and international obligation as well. I will recall and remind you the presidential statement of the United Nations Security Council of 1993, supported by Russian Federation, stating that Sevastopol is Ukrainian territory. We also have fundamental agreements between Ukraine and Russia, protecting territorial integrity of both countries. The aggression is challenging all these important documents. The aggression is challenging the international order. That's why the whole world supported Ukraine.
The Russian troops and pro-Russian forces in Crimea try to provoke your Ukrainian army, Ukrainian officials there. Do you still have significant presence of Ukrainian military forces there?
Yes, we have, and they are blocked. But the most important thing that why we are working so hard to protect our people, not war, no blood, just to solve this issue in the way how nations can solve this issue in the 21st century. We are not in the Middle Ages. And these are the logics of our position. We are not enemies of Russia, and we do not want to be the enemies. That's why we would like to hear their explanation of their deeds. And I do hope that Russian Federation takes seriously the consequences of their politics. They have done a mistake. Let's stop it Let's get back to peaceful settlement. Let's go ahead with ideas and projects that can help have a united Europe without wars, with dialogue and cooperation aimed at future, at focused on future.
What do you expect from the European allies, from European Union? Because there is a very different view inside of the EU. The western part of Europe is more cautious. The eastern part, with Poland, the Baltic states, Sweden, calls for more to do against Russia, sanctions and things like that.
First of all, we take into account the solidarity of the European nations without any differences, because all of them have stated that Russia had done the act of aggression, and we appreciate their support, their important political statements, and those plans that the European Union is going to implement if Russia continues their aggressive politics. That's why we see the position of the European Union as a stronghold. This position is united, is with a strong language, and with an intention to protect peace and stability on the continent. That's very important, and we do appreciate how seriously and how friendly the European Union supported Ukraine in these dramatic times.
We know that human rights violations started when Russia took over Crimea.
Absolutely.
People are being kidnapped, ethnic minorities like Tatars are appealing to the world because they're afraid of ethnic cleansing. Journalists are being beaten. What does Ukraine know about the real situation on the ground in Crimea?
We are well informed about these facts. But also, the most important thing, that we have invited all possible observers to come to the Crimea. They were not allowed to get there. That's another question that we raised before Russia. Why it is so? How can you speak about any legal nature of developments in the Crimea when you do not allow international observers to come there? That's the point. We do not recognize any decision taken right now in the Crimea, any future so-called referendums and so on. And as you know, the Swiss presidency of the OSCE has clearly stated that they will not recognize, the organization will not recognize the results of that so-called referendum. So we take all these developments with seriousness. All these developments should be examined by all those appropriate bodies of our government and authorities. I think that consequences of that will be done and will be just. So we will have justice in the Crimea, and we will have peace and stability there. Because right now the Crimeans, they are hostages of the politics of the Russian Federation, and that's very difficult to understand and accept that it is possible to behave like this in the 21st century. And
the last question, in Lithuania and Lithuanian society and the political elite follow very closely what's happening in Ukraine. First it was Georgia in 2008. Now we have Ukrainian crisis. There is speculation who can be next. How important is this, what's happening now, for the future of Europe?
There is a direct connection. If we speak about this, we speak not only about Ukraine, as I said, but we speak about the European Union and Europe. Because if we look at the map, we will see that Europe can suddenly face the wild steppe of protracted conflicts from Transnistria to Caucasus, including Crimea. The whole this space will endanger the European security. Even more, it will endanger the global security, because this space is neighboring with other regions with conflicts and misunderstanding. No one, I am sure, is interested to have such space of insecurity.
Thank you.
You're welcome.